Did you ever have those horror scenes as a kid that just stuck with you? And maybe you wondered, could I ever create something like that? Well, that's what happened to Logan and I, and that's why we ended up becoming actors who both starred in Stranger Things 4 as Fred and number 2 respectively.
We have some experience in horror movie acting.
But now we're asking ourselves, can we create something fresh and iconic out of the horror scenes that inspired us in the first place? So today with our acting students, we're going to be breaking down 5 iconic horror movie scenes and then recreating them to hopefully tickle that same part of your brain.
What number are you trying to reach?
I don't know.
Well, I think you have the wrong number.
Do I?
Does anyone actually answer their phones like this from a random number? We're starting with Scream, and I'm going to be doing a gender-swapped version of this scene with Logan as the killer after our breakdown.
I'm sorry, I guess I dialed the wrong number.
Well, so why'd you dial it again?
To apologize.
This guy's voice is actually kind of soothing.
So sorry, I called the wrong number.
Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
What did you say?
A movie where the whole thing is about like a guy who kind of watches people before he goes after them. We never get real wide shot. We're always pretty tight on everybody, so we feel like he could be right out of the corner of our eye.
Listen, asshole!
No, you listen, you little bitch. You hang up on me again, I'll cut you like a fish, understand?
All of a sudden, it gets nasally and aggressive.
I think the biggest thing that Drew Barrymore shows is how do you cry standing up? I feel like I experienced that a little bit with like the Vecna stuff. When you're just standing there and they're like, you can't go down because the frame is really high. So I'm sobbing standing straight up. All right, that's not a thing people do, but it looks good and it works for the scene.
Actually, Logan, your new movie is pretty similar to Scream. For those of you that don't know, Logan is actually the lead in the new horror comedy film, All You Need Is Blood.
Your call.
Let me go film this at my mom's house and ask her, hey, are you cool if I break a window for this scene recreation? I am terrified to do this scene. What Drew Barrymore did is not my forte. I am awful at fear acting. Not to be like, I'm so stoic and strong. I don't get afraid just in general. Any last thoughts on what we need to make sure we capture?
I need to ASMR the heck out of it. So that's going to be my challenge.
I'm going to make it real to me. I'm not going to force myself to be afraid. I'm going to handle the situation how I would. And that will be how our scene is different from the original scene.
We are really putting our acting ability on the line, so I hope it pays off.
Hello, I think you have the wrong number. Can you please stop calling?
Do I?
Yeah, but it happens, so it's okay. Have a good one. Hey, bro, can you please stop calling?
I'm sorry. I did dial the wrong number.
Well then, why did you call me again?
To apologize.
You're forgiven. Bye.
Wait, don't hang up.
Why?
Tell me your name, I'll tell you mine.
I don't think so.
What's that noise?
Oh, popcorn.
I only eat popcorn at the movies.
Well, I am watching a movie. So
Really? What?
just some horror movie.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Halloween.
You know, the one with the guy with that white mask, and he stalks babysitters with his little butcher knife.
Guys with knives are scary. You never told me your name.
Why are you wanting to know my name?
Because I want to know who I'm looking at.
Some idiot. Why did you take the bait? Fucking. Oh my god. What?
I told you not to hang up on me.
Okay, I'm gonna call the cops next time.
You getting scared?
No, annoyed. Bye.
No, you listen. If you hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish. Understand?
I'm calling the cops, okay?
They'd never make it in time
What is it that you want?
to see what your insides look like.
Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Man, fuck this.
You should never say who's there. Don't you watch scary movies? It's a death wish.
Leave me alone or else.
Or else what?
My dad, okay? He's a bodybuilder and he's a Krav Maga instructor, okay? He'll be home soon and kick your ass.
Is this your dad? Let's play a game.
No.
Then he dies right now.
No.
Then here's how we play. I ask a question. If you get it right, he lives.
No, you're messing with me.
Name the killer in Friday the 13th.
Jason. It's Jason.
I'm sorry. That's the wrong answer.
No, it's not. I've seen that movie 20 times. It is Jason.
Then you should know Jason's mother, Mrs. Voorhees, was the original killer. Jason didn't show up until the sequel.
You tricked me.
Lucky for you. There's a bonus round. But Daddy's out.
No, I don't know how you're doing this, but it is not real.
Final question. What door am I at? If you answer correctly, you live.
You're not really here.
Wrong answer.
If you enjoyed that, you'll love Logan's new movie, All You Need Is Blood. I'll tell you more about it later in the video, but links are in the description if you want to check it out. Okay, Andrew, so you're going to be recreating the Georgie ghost scene from It.
I lost it, Billy. Don't be mad.
I'm not mad at you.
For those of y'all wondering, how can I make my smile look extra creepy? All you have to do is lower your chin. And just by making your forehead bigger, you can smile as you normally do and make sure it doesn't reach your eyes. With just those two little things, it'll make you immediately creepier.
Goes from like, oh yeah, to
Just for some context, the students joining me today are winners of a casting competition in my online acting school. Go check out the link in the description if you're interested in joining. Make sure to stick around to the end to watch our full recreation of Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs.
You will do. 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 You will do.
Huge kudos to that child actor. The beauty of his performance is that he's just saying it. He's letting the lines be creepy coming out of a child's mouth.
I think especially when you're working with kids that young, it's really difficult to have somebody that's just able to capture the simplicity of just like saying it and the building energy of it. He really commits and goes all the way.
I lost it, Billy. Don't be mad. Just split it off. But, Bill, if you come with me, you can float too. 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 You can float too.
Now, Katerina, I am so excited that you're going to be recreating the iconic performance of the killer from the very first Friday the 13th.
Oh, my Lord. So young. So pretty. Oh, what monster could have done this?
I already love that she's capturing that housewife energy. She seems like, oh, she's just a mom, genuinely concerned for what's happening to these kids. But also, there is something a little weird in her eyes that does make you a little curious.
Oh, God, this place. Steve should never have opened this place again. There's been too much trouble here.
It feels theater right now. It feels like you're seeing a play, which works because in many ways she is playing this up.
They were making love while that young boy drowned. Jason should have been watched every minute. He wasn't a very good swimmer.
Change of tactic. Oh, that's not working. Or, oh, I'm slipping. I'm letting too much on. I've got to pull it back.
I think we should wait for Mr. Christie.
Oh, that's not necessary.
I don't understand.
This is just a nature of it being in the 80s. Even the music is just a touch on the nose where I'm watching it like, okay, it's leaning into the campness of it.
She's not fully there. She's not like fully present in what's happening. She is disconnected from the reality of the situation.
You see, Jason was my son, and today is his birthday.
Where's Mr. Christie?
That gave me some of those spine tingles right there.
Look what you did to him. Look what you did to him.
She's not forcing you to be scared by her.
He's committed to what is happening for this character.
Oh my Lord. So young, so pretty. What monster could have done this?
Bill's out there.
God, this place. Steve should have never opened this place again. There's been too much trouble here. Did you know that a young boy drowned the year before those two others were killed? The counselors weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy drowned. His name was Jason. I was working the day that it happened. I had meals here. I was the cook. Jason should have been watched. Every minute. He wasn't a very good swimmer. We can go now, dear.
I think we should wait for Mr. Christie.
Well, that's not necessary.
He'll understand.
I am Jason. I am. See, Jason is my son. Today's his birthday.
Where's Mr. Christie?
I couldn't let them open this place again now, could I? Not after what happened. My sweet, innocent Jason. My only child. Jason. You let him drown. You never paid any attention.
No.
Look what you did to him. Look what you did to him.
Jesus, this place is packed tonight, man.
We had a run in the mass murder section.
Coming to my fiesta?
Yeah, I'm off early.
A lot of actors in the beginning, they make every line so important, but he's just like, yeah, come to my fiesta, cool. So later on, when you have a line that is actually important, it stands out more than if every single line has something that is stressed or emphasized in it.
He does something that I think a lot of actors are afraid of, which is turning away from the camera. There's such a like, turn out, make sure you're facing the camera. He's not looking away for a super long time. He's being realistic, which is the store is this way. I have to look this way. I can't look this way to talk about the store.
If you were the only suspect in a senseless bloodbath, would you be standing in the horror section?
Well, it was just a misunderstanding. He didn't do anything.
You're such a little lapdog. He's got killer printed all over his forehead.
I love this whole section. You know, he's at work, but this conversation is too important for him to worry about the job. He stops everything he's doing to look at Billy.
He's also so aware of like location. They're not yelling. They're not like having a normal conversation. He's like, I'm at work and I can't talk about this too loud, but would you be saying this thing? There's a tightness to their interaction, which then draws us into it even more.
Okay, really? Why'd the cops let him go, smart guy?
It's such a Matthew Lillard choice. You read the script, you're not seeing that at all. There's no way anyone would read it that way, except for him.
Why would he want to kill his own girlfriend?
There's always some stupid bullshit reason to kill your girlfriend. That's the beauty of it all. Simplicity.
Her in the background now is listening and engaged with the conversation after there's always a reason to kill your girlfriend. That's a nice touch.
Do you think Sid would go out with me?
Iconic moment.
His body will come popping up in the last reel somewhere. Eyes gouged out, fingers cut off, teeth knocked out. See, the police are always off track with this shit.
I love that they're looking around. Like you said, Logan, you want to make sure you bring that environment in, but a lot of people, they'll then like forget to also like show they're trying to look around to make sure people aren't hearing them.
I would be so curious if that man that Matthew Lillard says there is actually in the script, because it feels like such a moment where he, as the actor, was like, I can't just let you keep monologuing without being like, you need to tone it down, you're screaming.
If they'd watch Prom Night, they'd save time. There's a formula to it. A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.
I could tell that was as loud as he could possibly go. I would do that to get into the intensity of some of my scenes in Stranger Things, to the point I actually did lose my voice.
Luckily, I guzzled a ton of honey, so my vocal cords are a little more happy than they were 10 minutes ago.
It happens to the best of us.
Before Jesus recreates this scene, I just want to tell you to go watch Logan's new movie, All You Need Is Blood.
Logan, tell us a little bit about it.
All You Need Is Blood is a horror comedy about a 16-year-old filmmaker who wants to make the next art house classic. But then his dad gets turned into a zombie by a meteor, and so he decides to pivot to shift to a more horror-based approach. It's gory, it's goofy. I'm just really proud and excited that I got to be a part of it and that I got to tell this story.
What did you think of Logan's new movie?
The climax keeps on climaxing. I love Tarantino and it kind of felt like a Tarantino film. The ending was just like shocking. I loved it. It was pretty awesome.
Logan, how can they go support you going forward?
If you watch All You Need Is Blood, review it on IMDb or on Letterboxd or on Amazon Prime. That's how we get more eyes on it. Tell your friends about it. And if you watch it, tag me. It's super fun and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Go check that out. We're going to have links in the description where you can go rent that movie. You can actually rent it right now on YouTube.
Okay, are you ready to recreate this scene?
Oh, Jesus, this place is packed.
We had a run in the mass murder section. You know how it gets.
Yeah, I do. You coming tonight?
This new curfew, that might be a possibility, you know? Hey, check it out. Poor taste.
What?
Come on, dude. If you were the only suspect of a bloody murder, would you be standing in the horror section like nothing happened? He's gonna get caught. No way.
Bro, misunderstanding. He didn't do anything. We all know that.
You're such a little lapdog. He's got killer written all over his forehead. Look at him. He's kind of creeping me out.
Then why did the police let him go?
Because they don't know enough about movies or any pop culture for that matter. This is basic horror movie stuff. Halloween, prom night, your mom's face in the morning.
Well, why would he want to kill his own girlfriend?
There's always some bullshit excuse to do that, but that's the simplicity of it, you know? That's the beauty of it. Besides, if it gets too complicated, then you lose your target audience and no one wants that.
Well, so then what is his reason?
Maybe Sydney wouldn't have sex with him.
Oh, she's saving herself for you?
I mean, now that Billy's trying to mutilate her and kill her in a sinister way, you think she'll go with me?
No, I think she likes that shit. Besides, I think her father's the one that did it. I mean, how come they can't find his
dad? Because he's probably dead somewhere. Don't you get it? His body's out there. It's gonna come popping out of nowhere. Eyes gouged out, tooth knocked out. Oh my god. Okay, the police are always wrong about this shit, man. Always. They're always wrong. If they watch prom night, they'd save a little bit of time, but no, they always want to go and waste time. There's one formula to this shit, one simple route to all of this bullshit. Everybody's a suspect.
Even you.
Now, this scene is specifically exciting because both Andy and I are going to be recreating it and even going to be filming it together in person. And again, all of these students won a competition in my online acting school. More details are in the description. I love how stark still he is. It's almost like he's a statue. It looks so unnatural.
Closer.
I love how sing-songy that was.
That expires in 1 week.
He's obsessed with just staring her straight into her soul.
There's so many people who, when they say that first closer, would have been at the edge of the glass. The choice of like, no, I'm going to make you come to where I want you, and then I'll approach. Because you are not the one in control of this situation, I am.
Jack Crawford sent a trainee to me.
Yes, I'm a student. I'm here to learn from you. Maybe you can decide for yourself whether or not I'm qualified enough to do that.
That is rather slippery of you, Agent Starling. Sit, please.
We obviously know his backstory, but it definitely feels like he's playing with his food, which I love.
It's something that they talk about with the TV show Wednesday. He's not blinking. There's not a shot where we see him blink. We just see him staring and focused and locked, and that gives that like uneasy feeling.
The way they're framing it up, they're having it such an extreme close-up that it almost feels like he's looking at the audience, not just at Clarice.
Was looking at us when we walked in.
True, yeah. So it forces you to also feel what Clarice is feeling.
You use Evian skin cream. And sometimes you wear our lead on.
You can so clearly see the inside out acting of Jodie Foster, where you can see her trying so hard to pretend like it's not bothering her, but her eyes, you can tell it is.
When Anthony Hopkins closes his eyes, he does it as a choice. Like I said with the blinking, it's like it's all connected. Jodie Foster looking around, not wanting to make eye contact with him. Like the two of them are both fully in the bodies of their characters, and so even the things that their eyes are doing are interesting. It's not a like, oh, I'm gonna look away here because I'm supposed to. It's I'm gonna look away because I can't keep looking at this guy.
That is the Duomo scene from the Belvedere. You know, Florence?
All that detail just from memory, sir?
Memory, Agent Starling, is what I have instead of a view.
I love the simple thing of he's constantly saying her and addressing her by name, whereas she is not doing that for him.
And he's making the conversation what he wants to make it, and she's trying to stick to a script.
Perhaps you'd care to lend us your view on this questionnaire, sir.
Oh, no. You were doing fine. You had been courteous and receptive to courtesy. You had established trust with the embarrassing truth about Miggs. And now this ham-handed segue into your questionnaire. It won't do.
What are some last thoughts you have to give to me for when I am Mr. Hannibal Lecter?
Stillness. I think you already have a lot of that from what I've seen of you playing too, but I think just leaning into like the understanding that he is the smartest guy in the room and that he doesn't have to prove that.
You want advice, huh? Then tell me what happened with Mr. Miggs. Multiple Miggs. He screamed something at you coming down the hallway.
He said, I can smell your cunt.
I myself cannot. But I do smell Evian skin cream. Usually you wear Luer du Temps, but not today. Did you run out? At the very least, you did pack your good bag. Doesn't match your shoes.
Maybe they'll catch up.
I'm sure that they will.
Dr. Lecter.
No. You were doing fine. You were courteous and you were receptive to courtesy. You even opened up about the embarrassing Miggs situation, and then just ham-handed segue into your questionnaire. Well, that will not do. It is stupid and boring.
All I'm asking is that you look at it, Doctor. You either will or you won't.
Jack Crawford must be very busy indeed if he's recruiting help from the student body. Busy hunting the new one, Mr. Buffalo Bill. Did he send you here to get advice on him?
No, I'm here because we need...
How many women has he used, Tarbell?
5 so far.
And all of them flayed. Why do they call him Buffalo Bill? They don't say in the papers.
I'll tell you. If you look at this form. It started off as a bad joke in Kansas City homicide. They say this one likes to skin his humps.
Okay. This is feckless and misleading. Thrill me with your wisdom. Why do you think he takes the skins?
It excites him. I mean, most serial killers keep some sort of trophies.
I didn't.
No, you ate yours.
Give me your questionnaire.
you intend to dissect me with this blunt little tool.
No, I'd only hoped that your knowledge...
You are so ambitious, aren't you, Officer Starling? But you know what I see with your good bag and your cheap shoes? I see a rube, a well-scrubbed, hustling rube with a little taste. Some good nutrition has given you some length of bone, but not enough to hide the fact that you're merely one generation removed from pure white trash, aren't you? No matter how hard you try to hide that accent of yours, West Texas. Is your dad a coal miner? Did he stink of the lamp? And oh, how those boys found you quickly. All of those backseat fumblings in the backs of cars. And you would have given anything to get out of there. Anything in the world to no longer be a fucking horror. And hey, you made it all the way to the FBI.
You see a lot, Dr. Lecter. But are you strong enough to point that high-powered perception at yourself? How about it? Look at yourself and write down the truth. Or maybe you're too scared to.
You're a tough one, Officer Starling.
Reasonably so, yes.
You would hate to be considered common, wouldn't you? Boy, wouldn't that sting. Don't worry. You're not common. You merely have the fear of it. I best suggest you get on your way because the last person that tested me, I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
What about the questionnaire?
Go back to your little playground, officer.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Logan. This was so much fun.